Well, good day, Hanover Dale Church family. Pastor Pete here. This is our end of the week pastor's update. Hey, I want to ask a question of you today. Are you a seeker of God, just trying to figure out whether you believe it or not, or are you a fully dedicated disciple of Jesus? Every one of us has to decide that. Do I really believe what the Bible has to say about Jesus, or am I just kind of figuring it out? Am I seeking Him? It's okay to be there. But I'd say that's not where you want to stay for the rest of your life. At some point, you need to make a decision either to say, yeah, I believe in Jesus, I'm going to follow him, or I'm not interested at all, and then walk away from faith. A lot of people are walking away from faith, and that's kind of scary to me. It's an alarming thing for many pastors to see people walking away. And so one of the things we're going to be talking about this week at church in our new series that we're calling the great I am is, who is this Jesus? And take a look at the passage of scripture in chapter 2 where the disciples began to follow him and he began to call the 12 that would end up being his disciples. There's a Jewish phrase out there. It's written in a lot of the Jewish literature out there, that when you became a disciple of a rabbi, it meant you stopped doing what you were doing. It's like going off to college. You began to walk with the rabbi, to sit at his feet, to the phrase I'm thinking of, to eat the dust of the rabbi's sandals. And so, my question to you is, are you willing to eat the dust of Jesus' sandals by being so close to him, being so connected with him, that you are hearing things, everything he's saying, you're reading his word, you're studying, you're meditating on it. You say, I want to get to know more and more about Jesus. Well, that's a good thing for all of us to think about right now. My question to you is, are you willing to eat the dust of Jesus' sandals? Our church services are at 9 o'clock in the morning. This week, we're supposed to be having two different venues, one up in our sanctuary with a more traditional service, music-wise, and then also down in our multi-ministry center, which is our gymnasium, and to be able to listen to more contemporary music. We thought we were doing that last week as well, but we had to move everything upstairs because the heat was not working in the gymnasium. We've had repairmen in this week several times to repair things that are going on in the church that weren't quite right. I think we've got everything ready for Sunday morning, but stay tuned for that, because if you're here on Sunday and there's no heat again, well, then we'll just all be up in the sanctuary again. If not, I'll be in the multi-ministry center preaching from the gymnasium stage, and you can worship with us there if you like to be live, or if you don't mind watching me on the screen, then you can go to the sanctuary and participate in the music that we'll be having there. The verse of the year for our church. Let me recite it to you, and maybe you want to follow along. I'm encouraging people to memorize this. It's taken from Exodus chapter 3 and verse 14 and verse 15, and it says, God said to Moses, I am who I am. It goes on to say, this is the name, my name, this is my name forever, the name you shall call me from generation to generation. And so we encourage you to think of who it is that we are serving here. It's not just a distant God somewhere out in the nether parts of space that we can never connect with, but he is the great I am. Jesus has come to be a man so that we could get to know who God is. Memorize that verse, and listen also. On Friday, February the 10th. You might want to put this on your calendar to think ahead. We're doing our best now to try to rebuild the community that has been separated because of sickness and pandemic and all that's taken place in the last couple of years in our country. And so we're having a game night, a family game night. That will be from 6 o'clock until, well, you can come as long as you want, but we'll end it at 9 o'clock. And we're going to have games set up in the gymnasium, maybe volleyball or 9 square, things like that. We'll have the ball pit up and running for little kids, little toddlers, if they want to play in our ball pit. We're going to have table games. We're encouraging people to bring their favorite games with them. We're encouraging people to bring their favorite snacks. It'll just be a time where we can all be together as family and a fun night. If you have a prayer request, please send it in, and know that I pray for you. And we have a whole team of people that pray through our prayer list each and every week. We love you, and we're glad to be here to be able to serve you. We look forward to seeing you on Sunday if at all possible. If you can't make it, just click online onto our website, hanoverdale.church, www.hanoverdale.church, and the screen will come up with our Sunday morning service. You can click on the service on the online portion of that and watch the sermon and listen to the music that will be played throughout that service, anytime on Sunday or thereafter. Hey, have a great week. Look forward to seeing you real soon. God's blessing.